Russell Vought said the reductions in force have begun related to this shutdown. How many layoffs have you authorized for this first round, and from which agencies?
And it will be Democrat-oriented because we figure, they started this thing, so they should be Democrat-oriented. It'll be a lot, and we'll announce the numbers over the next couple of days, but it'll be a lot of people. And I must tell you, a lot of them happen to be Democrat-oriented. These are people that the Democrats wanted that in many cases were not appropriate. We fought them at the time, and it was ultimately signed in. And some of these people, these are largely people that the Democrats want.
What up, my beautiful black people? Welcome to Black People Politics Network. I'm Mr. Red. Now, tonight we're going to talk about things that they don't want you to pay attention to. We're going to talk about Trump's fake economy that's falling apart. We're going to talk about Republicans running from accountability. ICE acting like a lawless gang, which we know they are, and the dangerous games that are being played overseas. We have that and a bunch more. This is why staying informed matters. Because if we don't connect the dots, they'll rewrite the story for us. Let's strap in. Let's get after it. Now, Trump is running around here telling people that we have a strong economy, but this strong economy is fake as shit. And that narrative just took a major hit. The court stepped in to block layoffs of federal workers that Trump was trying to ram through. While the government is shut down, this man is firing people. This has never been done before. Let me be clear. This isn't about efficiency. This is about power. This is about them following the playbook and the rule book of Project 2025. This was always the plan, to try to mass fire and mass lay off government workers, to put in loyalists, to make the government smaller so no one knows exactly what they're doing. We have literally let stormtroopers into the government. Now, Trump wants to gut federal agencies, purge anyone who isn't loyal to him, and fill government with yes men and fascist sympathizers. And that's not draining the swamp, which he promised. Oh no, he's putting the worst of the worst in the swamp. And this is going to help him build a dictatorship. And if mass layoffs had gone through, it wouldn't have been just workers losing their jobs. It would have been the collapse of the very institutions that protect America. And this is what they want. Social Security, the VA, FEMA, you name it. They need these government agencies gone, either to loot the money from it or to get rid of the people who would whistleblow on this administration. This is further proof that this man doesn't care about you and he doesn't give a shit about me. He cares about control. And the people who are helping him want this to come about. They want the control. And the fact that the court had to step in to block this shows how far they're willing to go to dismantle the government from the inside, which we have talked about, which they have let us know through the Project 2025. And if you want more proof that this economy isn't what they say, then look no further to what's happening in the private sector too.
We have some big news right now. Corporations are announcing mass layoffs in droves. Amazon has announced that it will be laying off more than 14,000 members of its staff. Paramount has announced it will be laying off more than 1,000 members of its staff. UPS just this year has announced that it has laid off more than 40,000 staff members, and those numbers are expected to only grow as we head into the end of the year. And it's not just these three companies. More companies like Target and others are also announcing layoffs, as the economy is really taking a tumble and the job market is not as strong as people would hope for.
Amazon, one of the biggest companies in the world, is cutting 30,000 jobs. Now, I want you to sink in. 30,000 jobs. Now, I heard somebody say, well, that's not a lot of jobs. 30,000 is a lot of people. You're talking half of a stadium of people. That is a lot of people. That is small towns around the country. 5 or 6 small towns around the country is 30,000 people. And this is happening at the same time Trump is out here telling world leaders that we have the strongest economy in the world. And if that's true, why are corporations gutting their workforce? Why are families bracing for more pain? The truth is simple. Trump's America is good for billionaires and not for workers. And Amazon proves it. When times get tough, they protect the top and leave everyday people holding the bag. And yet, Trump out here is selling fairy tales to the rest of the world like everything is fine.
Donald Trump just gave an absolutely unhinged speech in front of the U.S. military in Japan.
And it's now officially the Gulf of America. Isn't that nice? But our sailors, and see, Biden used to say he was a pilot. He was a pilot. He was a truck driver. Whoever walked in, he wasn't a pilot. Wasn't much of a president either, to be honest with you. Our grocery prices are way down, and we're sending in our National Guard. And if we need more than the National Guard, we'll send more than the National Guard, because people, good-looking people, too many good-looking people. I don't like good-looking people. I never liked good-looking people.
Don't laugh, it ain't funny.
Now, you may have heard that Trump was in front of world leaders in Japan and bragged about the U.S. economy like we're living in the golden age. Meanwhile, back here in the United States, people are struggling to pay rent and put food on the table. The latest news has been about how SNAP benefits are about to be cut, and hungry fucking children, elders, disabled people who are working as hard as they can, but they just can't make ends meet. This is what he's bragging across the world to other people, while people like you and I suffer. He's lying straight up. And the only thing that's booming in this economy is the corporate greed and the billionaire profits. Everybody else is feeling the squeeze. Everybody else is seeing the layoffs, the inflation, and the cuts to the services that we depend on. If he can convince the world that everything is fine, he can silence people screaming out that it's not. The world sees what Trump is and what this means for the rest of the world. And even MAGA's own talking heads are starting to let the truth slip out. Now, you know held and froze over when Marjorie Taylor Greene, one of Trump's biggest cheerleaders, goes on camera and admits that prices haven't gone down. You know that the lie is falling apart. The lie that Donald Trump told to essentially get in office.
Are you concerned about the cost of living? Are you
Very.
that the President Trump said he would lower?
The inflation crushed people in the past 4.5 years, and the costs have not come down. People's wages have not gone up. That's another reality. And so Americans are continuing to have a very difficult time getting by.
I mean, this economy is bad. This economy isn't just bad. It is a manufactured crisis where they're going to break the system and blame someone else for the mess that they created. I mean, right now, Trump is still blaming Biden for this economy. This is Trump's economy. All right, we're coming up on a year and he's still blaming Biden for a bad economy. They can't keep pretending everything is fine when people can see their grocery bills every week. Trump's lies are starting to catch up with him, and his own people can't keep the mask forever. He can say that the groceries are fine, but I can tell you one thing, even though groceries were starting to go up under Biden, it's a lot worse under Trump. These grocery bills have gone up 2 to 2.5 times as much as they used to be. And speaking of the GOP's mask slipping, they're showing us exactly how weak and terrified they really are. Even GOP senators are now openly saying that their party has lost its moral compass. Let me just say, this party has been lost its moral compass. They've always been comprised of liars, and the majority of them actually support what's going on, even when it's hurting their own states.
But let me look right into the camera and tell you very clearly, Republicans are the ones concerned about health care.
I'm sorry, what?
Republicans are the party working around the clock every day to fix healthcare.
How?
This is not talking points for us. We've done it.
You've done it. How?
A big part of the One Big Beautiful Bill, the Working Families Tax Cut, was to fix healthcare. Healthcare is broken in America. It's too expensive. The quality of care needs to rise.
Hey, we need to get real here. The Republicans have tried to repeal Obamacare, also known as the Affordable Care Act, dozens and dozens of times.
I have lots of ideas to do that.
You have filed lawsuits to strip protections for pre-existing conditions. you have expanded junk insurance plans. These plans did not have to comply with the ACA's consumer protections and could deny coverage for pre-existing conditions and essential health benefits.
And now during a shutdown they caused, they want to, try to shop this guaranteed vote around to extend the very thing that they've been trying to dismantle the entire time. Like, nobody's going to believe that shit. We already know that this is a negotiation, that they're just trying to exercise damage control because the Trump administration shutdown has gone on so long that the pressure is breaking in their own ranks.
The GOP, the Republicans, they never govern. You can sit here and say, oh, they're better. When have they showed that they're better? Please let me know. Please let me know. Oh, because maybe the stock market went up. Stock market went up under Obama. Stock market went up under Biden. When have they ever passed a piece of legislation that helps all Americans? Other than when they slip you a little money while they're robbing you years down the line. Don't worry, I'll wait. The GOP doesn't legislate. They don't solve problems. This is why they have to cheat in elections to win, because they don't have good ideas. And they would have continued to lose if they didn't cheat and gerrymander. And they enable a wannabe dictator who's burning down the country while they whisper, please don't tweet about me. Instead of stepping up to lead, they're running scared. Now, a sitting senator literally admitted that they're afraid of Trump. I mean, can you believe that? I want that shit to sit with you for a second. Afraid of a man who lost the popular vote twice, was impeached twice, and is unraveling mentally by the day? If you're that afraid of him, you shouldn't be in the government. Get your ass up out of here, because you are here to serve the people, not one man. And because if fear of Trump outweighs the fear of failing the people, then they're part of the problem, not the solution. And we need to get their ass up out of here. And that goes for Democrats too. If you are going to capitulate to Republicans who have literally let this country fall into peril, then your ass needs to get up out of here too. And while they cower in fear, agencies like ICE are out here acting like a rogue damn army.
Exclusive new reporting from NBC News reveals Immigration and Customs Enforcement has placed new recruits into training before being fully vetted as part of the hiring surge to meet President Trump's mass deportation goals.
ICE has been quietly loosening its vetting standards. They've been dropping the requirements. They've been telling people they don't have to meet the same requirements, while you have Pete Hegseth on the stage saying that we're going to have new requirements, that we don't want fat troops. Yet ICE is letting anybody in here, meaning more unqualified, unchecked people are being handed badges and guns. Let that shit sink in.
ICE officials later discovered that some recruits had criminal backgrounds, failed drug tests, or did not meet physical or academic standards. What's more, some recruits had not submitted fingerprints for background checks, which is a violation of ICE hiring policy. In fact, one recruit had prior charges for strong-arm robbery and battery related to domestic violence. Additionally, nearly half of recruits failed the written exam, even with access to notes and textbooks.
You're so dumb. Let's be real. They're building an internal army that isn't accountable to you, the people. It's state-sanctioned vigilantism, and it's state-sanctioned vigilantism with federal funding. This is no surprise to black people, because the government has always been state-sanctioned vigilantes, state-sanctioned criminals, state-sanctioned personal armies with a badge. But now they're coming for other people. They're coming for not just black people, but brown people. And they're even taking out American citizens. If you don't think this affects you because you're not feeling it, then you're missing the point. If they're coming after the least of us, when do you think it's going to happen when they start turning towards you? ICE leadership is a mess. There's constant turnover, power grabs, and a total lack of oversight. If you think that Congress or the Senate or even the president is holding ICE accountable, no, absolutely not. They're on rogue missions doing what is needed to make the president, Trump, feel safe. And when the people at top don't have a plan, or worse, don't care, you get an agency that acts with impunity. And we've seen what that looks like. Racial profiling, raids, brutality, and zero accountability. And as America's institutions rot from the inside, overseas, something equally dangerous is happening. Israel continues to escalate violence against Palestinians with the support and silence of Trump and his administration. And they try to tell you that it's some terrorist group that they're fighting against. This isn't about defense. This is about domination of that area. This is about something they've been wanting to do for a lot of years. And Trump is perfectly fine looking the other way because chaos abroad helps him tighten his grip at home. And if you think that they won't use the same tactics here, and let me just say, the videos, the clips that I've seen of what Gaza looks like right now, it's an absolute shame. No one can survive in a place looking like that, and that's been the plan the whole time. This is the same man who said that we need to do something with Gaza, who we can put resorts and stuff. So to think that this corrupt president isn't in bed with Netanyahu, you got something else coming. And as much as people might think that Kamala has blood on her hands because she didn't do something, no, this is not even comparable. She would not have allowed this, what we're seeing, to continue. There's no way. You can't make me believe that. You can't make me believe that Kamala was going to go on TV talking about we need resorts on the Gaza Strip. And if you believe that shit, then I have a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. And if you think they won't use the same tactics here, think again. Trump is openly pushing to end early voting. This strategy is to suppress the vote. He is scared of the midterms, which I just talked about in a recent video. If he can make it harder to vote, he can shrink the electorate and rig the outcome. And he's telling us exactly what he's going to do. We need to believe him. If you don't think he's serious about this, and you don't think the people that work for him are serious about this, then you're fucking kidding yourself. Because they cheated once, and you better believe they're going to cheat again to see this Trump agenda, to see Trump's agenda, which has been handed to him by the Heritage Foundation and people like Steve Bannon and the Vaughts and the Peter Thiels and the J.D. Vances. If you don't think that they are using Trump to push their agenda, which I talked about in a previous video, you need to wake the hell up. They're actually saying the quiet part out loud because he doesn't fear consequences. And in our next video, we're going to talk about Steve Bannon warning of Trump going for a third term. Yeah, they're not even hiding it anymore. They're fucking telling us what they're going to do. Stay vigilant, stay engaged, stay revolutionary.